we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they have committed themselves to that over that. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read the greatness of America is the right to protest for rights. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around.
Hey, this is your girl Damali from NYCU.FM and World One Development's news you can use with my co-host.
Hey, Mr. Charles Hopper with NYCU.FM. We're here at Morehouse.
Morehouse College, Dr. Martin Luther King. Yes, up in here.
Hey, HBCU in the building. Shout out to LU now.
Yeah.
That HBCU thing. I got to do that.
Get it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, we here with a Tulsa delegation down here visiting the Black Wall Street Chamber, the Atlanta Chamber. And part of that tour was coming to the historical Morehouse College. Just did a tour with two young men. Damali, amazing.
Amazing. Let me tell you something. When we talk about excellence, when we talk about young people making a difference, I see it in these students right here on this college campus right now. This has been an amazing tour, and I recommend, from me personally, if you are in Atlanta, book a tour. Come by and see what these young men are doing and what they're doing at this college. It's amazing.
Yeah, and Damali, I want to, and today feels normal, but there's a somber in the air, just slightly. But we show that resilience by being able to kind of still go on. But how does that make you feel thinking just this week something like that happened, but yet they're still showing us this energy today?
So this is the thing. We talk about on the show all the time that mental health is important. And especially with our young people. I mean, we really don't know what they're going through because they tend to internalize it. But we've got to get them to a space where they feel safe enough to talk about whatever it is that they have going on. So I am so proud of this college campus because they are holding memorial services. They are giving the kids a platform for them to discuss what's going on and how they're feeling about this unfortunate incident.
And with that being said, too, we have to do that little quick moment of silence for that. But hey, they got some celebrities that went here. They got some headliners that went here. Samuel L. Jackson
Yes.
is one of them. Ray Charles is another
absolutely.
one. I would say top of that list, still probably Martin Luther King Jr.
Of course. And I will say this, there are a lot of huge donors.
Yes.
Oprah Winfrey being one of the largest donors to this historically Black college that's for men.
Yeah, and another story you may not know about is on their football field. Denzel Washington was here at a game. He was like, it's a little too dark. It's a little too dark for me. So he donated some big lights. So they call them the Denzel Washington lights. I thought that was pretty good. So this has been a good time. We just want to kind of bring y'all a little bit of love, shine a little bit of light. But we got to keep on going. There's more things to do.
More things to do.
More exciting things to see.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a sneak peek on the recap.
Yes.
Right here at NYCU.FM. I'm Charles Hopper.
I'm Damali Wilson, right here at Morehouse College.
So this here is our mural through time, which actually depicts a lot of significant aspects of Black history. So down at that end, it starts with antiquity and it goes all the way down to what we consider Afrofuturism. It has some significant events for Black history, but also for Morehouse College. If you look down here, that is actually a depiction of the founding of Morehouse College, where our founder, William Jefferson White, is teaching newly freed enslaved men how to read and write so they can become preachers and teachers and give back to their community.
As we talk about narrative storytelling for our community, this wall tells a whole story.
Yes.
And you don't have to walk the campus, it tells it all. What spaces do we have in Tulsa to tell our whole story? How do we pull it together like this? These are things I want us to definitely think about, because this is really cool.
Hey, as a student here, how does sometime, maybe you're having a down day, that happens in college from time to time.
Absolutely.
How does this mural inspire you to get back on track, get back in the game, and keep on going?
Well, I'll say this is one of many ways on campus that students are reminded of their purpose, and we are reminded of what our purpose is here and what our mission is. So we've seen our history and the trials and tribulations that our ancestors have gone through to get us to this point, and it just serves as a reminder to be dedicated and understand the importance of scholarship and being a dedicated student to achieve a better education to give back to the community. As you can see towards the end, a lot of figures who have significantly given back to our community.
Absolutely, like my brother just said, this mural is literally a depiction of time. It's a timeline. Literally going to the end of that mural, you'll see a Black man in space with the Morehouse emblem as an astronaut. That right there, that just symbolizes Afrofuturism, and it just shows that me, a Black man, we're the future.
You all make me so proud. I mean, as soon as I walked in and heard you all speak, I just was choked up because, I mean, you guys are doing amazing. It's our future. And for you all to articulate the way you did and speak the way you did, it's just simply amazing. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you for your scholarship. Thank you for being our future. Just thank you.
It's very important to understand where we've come from, not just as an institution, but as a Black people. And to understand what all we have fought for to get to this point in time, you very often see the Black community just kind of stopping here and being okay with where we're at. But that's not okay. You know, it's important to continue to push on, but also to uplift one another in this concept of what we consider Afrocentrism. And it's I am because we are. And so coming together, and that's a philosophy that is shrouded in history. That didn't just come up out of nowhere. That's not just something that someone came up with. It's been here. And so that's something that is taught here and that sticks with us as an ambassador team. You probably saw it. When I didn't know something, I can look to my brother and he's got me. And that is something that we need to embody in our community everywhere, not just in a scholarly setting, but in a world setting as well.
Hey, this is your girl Damali with NYCU.FM and World One Developments News you can use with my co-host.
Hey, Mr. Charles Harper, NYCU.FM. We at Morehouse College.
And is?
Hey, put 'em up.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are super excited about being here. We are here with two young men who actually gave us a tour today. Can you tell our listeners who you are and then why you decided to come to Morehouse?
So, greetings, listeners. My name is Sebastian Jackson. I'm currently a sophomore political science major, criminal justice minor on the pre-law track from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hold on. Can you tell the young people back in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the youngsters that might be considering a HBCU, your name and why they should join you at Morehouse?
Yes, sir. My name is Elijah Qualls. I am a sophomore political science and journalism double major from Columbus, Ohio. So I think my why for coming to Morehouse is in Columbus, Ohio, I attended PWI's, predominantly white institutions, my entire experience, educational experience. And I didn't have that interaction with the Black culture as much as I would have hoped. And so I think by coming to Morehouse, I was looking for a space to connect with like-minded Black men who were striving passionately towards Black excellence and academic excellence. And I think that that's something that Morehouse encapsulates very well.
Let me tell you something, Mala. I've been on a lot of tours at a lot of college campuses. These two young men, they hit a home run.
Yes.
What kind of training, what did y'all do to deliver this high-level tour that you gave
That's
us?
a great question. So during the spring semester, we went through an 8-week process of basically learning all the history of the institution as well as the tour route and learning which way we're going to facilitate the tours. All of that we learned in a matter of 8 weeks. Then after that, we had an examination process. We were put on mock tours and shadow tours with people that were already previously ambassadors, and we were evaluated that way. And from there, it was decided whether we were going to be on the 18th.
Can y'all give us some of your just inspirations? One of why you came here, and now that you're here, what are some of the inspirations that keep you here?
So, me coming here, it was driven by one of my really good family friends. His name is Justin Henderson. He is an alum of the college. He pretty much has the same type of career path that I seen myself on, and I saw what this institution did for him. He poured into me and let me know what this institution did for him as well. So that is one thing that really stamped my decision to come. And then once I got on the campus, I got in this same space. I was given a tour by an ambassador, and he just completely flipped my decision. So that's exactly why I came.
Same question.
Yeah, so my dad was one who recommended that I attend Morehouse College, but he was very passionate about me understanding that at the end of the day, it was my decision. And so I got into a lot of other colleges, such as the Ohio State University, Ohio University, University of Cincinnati. But at the end of the day, I chose Morehouse for that reason that I mentioned earlier, that I was looking for a space full of Black academic excellence. And upon getting here, my motivation that kind of drives me each day is, my brother's pushing me and helping me understand that this is the goal, this is the plan, to achieve greatness in a way and to give back to my community.
Absolutely. Since day one, when we got here, we learned that we got our brothers back, no matter what. There's just so much that we learned here on this campus and the experience that we got here in only our 2 years. We're only sophomores. It's just monumental and second to none. And we would recommend this experience to any Black man. This institution is cultivated for the betterment of you.
Man, we could go on and on and on.
Yes.
We're going to wind this down to one more question. Is that cool?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Ladies first, what's your one more question?
My final question for you guys both is, a lot of great people came through this campus, right? How do you feel knowing that these grounds Dr. Martin Luther King walked on?
That's a great question. That's major too. Like I told you all earlier in the tour, Martin Luther King stayed in the same residential hall that I stayed in my freshman year. And then it's just knowing that we walk these same places and spaces with very influential figures just makes me feel as though I can be that next individual. I can be the future. And that's just what I get here.
What about you?
And I think to that point that we're following in some major footsteps, but at the same time, it's important for us to understand that they were great for their own respective reasons, and we will be great for our own respective reasons.
Absolutely.
So instead of being the next Dr. King, we're going to be the next Sebastian Jackson and the next Elijah Qualls.
Okay. Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
So my final question is, how does someone get connected to your famous tour so they can come here as well to experience what we did?
So you can either go to the Morehouse website, or if you come to Morehouse College, you can visit our Office of Admissions and Recruitment. The first office to your right side is how you can get in contact with our admissions team and schedule a tour, or you can do that online as well at morehouse.edu. It's all outlined there for you. You just got to go and do it.
Man, so to the Black Wall Street Chamber in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the Atlanta Black Chamber, thank you so much for setting up this delegation of Tulsa to come here as leaders. We have been inspired. Even though we are a little older, we have been encouraged, and we'll see you when you get to Morehouse College. And you make sure you look up Mr.
Elijah Qualls.
and Mr.
Sebastian Jackson.
Just like that. It's NYCU.FM. It's Charles Hoffer.
Damali Wilson, and we're out.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. It don't matter. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over. And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with it. But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Worldwide Development News, you can use NYCU.FM.
Damali Wilson. You know, we are here still in Atlanta at the Martin Luther King Center. And if you've never been here, it's you know, you can't even really explain it.
Right.
Martin Luther King was, of course, a huge icon for my lifetime. I was actually born on April 1st, and he was actually assassinated on April the 4th. So my mom has talked about Dr. King my whole life, you know. She explained to me that the happiest day of her life was to have me. The saddest day of her life was when Martin Luther King was assassinated 3 days later. So to be here in this place, you know, it's a different type of feeling.
It's a different feeling. It's a different spirit. Because you feel like, well, he was gone before my time a little bit.
Right.
But everybody feels like they came up with Martin Luther King Jr. because it's the parades. It's all those things you see. But when you come to a place like this, it gets a lot more intimate.
Yeah.
It's up close and in person. You walking on grounds and going to churches where he was. You at Morehouse as a school where he attended and graduated.
Yeah.
So you just feel his spirit, in my mind or my perspective, a lot more.
Right.
So to be here with our Tulsa delegation and everybody I talk to, they all feeling the same thing.
Exactly.
So this has been one of my top experiences. If a person have never been here, they need to find a way to get here because it's worth their time in history. So this is the recap. It's NYCU.FM. We got to hop on the bus. Y'all stay tuned.
We out.